This is the story of how NFL star Stefon Diggs became one of the most controversial figures in Cardi B's life, fathering multiple children with different women while publicly dating the Grammy-winning rapper. What started as a fairy tale romance quickly turned into a public nightmare of paternity lawsuits, cheating allegations, and a scandal that has the entire internet talking. And if you're here for the drama, go ahead and smash that like button right now, because this story gets wild. Cardi B has been through a lot in her personal life, and her tumultuous marriage to Offset lasted from 2017 all the way to 2024, marked by constant cheating scandals and public drama that played out for everyone to see. She filed for divorce in July 2024, and by December of that year, she was ready to move on and start fresh. Enter Stefon Diggs, a 32-year-old wide receiver who seemed like a fresh start. But what Cardi didn't know was that she was walking into a situation that would make her Offset drama look tame by comparison. Let me break down exactly how this relationship went from Instagram official to one of the messiest celebrity situations of 2025. October 2024 brought the first rumors that Cardi B and Stefon Diggs were seeing each other, but Cardi wasn't having it, and during an Instagram Live, she called the speculation crazy and denied everything. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire, though, and as we now know, those rumors were right on the money. Valentine's Day weekend 2025 arrived, and TMZ had the receipts, capturing footage of Cardi and Diggs arriving at a Miami hotel together after they'd also been spotted at a nightclub together the week before. The cat was officially out of the bag, even though neither of them was ready to confirm anything publicly. Things moved fast after that moment, and on April 11th of 2025, Diggs went on Instagram Live and revealed he wasn't single, though he didn't name his partner. 2 days later at Coachella, Cardi was spotted giving Stefon a lap dance, and the writing was on the wall for anyone paying attention. April 27th came around, and during an X Spaces broadcast, Cardi dropped some major hints about her new relationship, saying, "When you got a gorgeous man loving you from head to toe, it's like, I don't really give a f*** what anybody says." This was Cardi's way of letting the world know she was happy and in love, and she wasn't about to hide it anymore. The Met Gala happened on May 5th of 2025, and both Cardi and Stefon attended separately to keep things mysterious. But they were spotted entering an after-party moments apart, and everyone knew what was really going on between them. May 12th of 2025 changed everything when Cardi B and Stefon Diggs made their first official public appearance at an NBA playoffs game between the Boston Celtics and New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. They sat courtside, holding hands, embracing and caressing each other's faces, while Cardi was even seen on the Jumbotron squeezing Diggs' cheeks. This was no longer speculation or guessing games. This was official and public and real. June 1st rolled around, and Cardi made it Instagram official by posting photos of the couple on a yacht, a video of her dancing on his lap, and pictures showing teddy bears, a diamond-stacked wrist, and a large bouquet of red roses that were clearly gifts from Diggs. They looked happy and in love and like they had a future together, at least from what the photos showed. Quick pause here. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the drama, subscribe to the channel because we break down celebrity tea every single week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. That same month, Stefon took things to another level by renting the Château de Farcheville Castle in France for their vacation. And we're talking about a literal castle here. This man was pulling out all the stops to impress Cardi, and it seemed to be working based on how happy she looked in all the photos. July 2025 hit, and something changed because Cardi wiped all photos of Stefon from her Instagram. Every single one. Just gone. Fans immediately started speculating that the relationship was over, that maybe Cardi had discovered something she didn't like, or that they'd had a massive fight that ended everything. The internet went into overdrive with breakup theories, and people were saying Cardi had dodged a bullet, that she'd finally learned her lesson about getting into relationships too quickly. But those people spoke way too soon. August 2nd of 2025 came, and Cardi shut down all the breakup rumors with a TikTok video where she showed off a Patek Philippe Nautilus watch that Diggs had bought her. And this wasn't just any watch, but a $73,000 timepiece. Cardi said, "My boo-boo got it from me at London Jewelers," and she was making it clear that not only were they still together, but Stefon was treating her like royalty and dropping serious cash to prove it. September 17th of 2025 was supposed to be one of the happiest days of Cardi's life when she appeared on CBS Mornings with Gayle King and announced that she was pregnant. She said, "Yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend Stefon Diggs," and the excitement in her voice was genuine and real. She went on to say, "I'm excited, I'm happy, I feel like I'm in a good space, I feel very strong, I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby, and me and my man were very supportive of each other." Cardi also opened up about what made Stefon special and told the interviewer, "He just makes me feel safe and very confident, and it makes you feel like you could take over the world." This should have been a beautiful moment, with Cardi glowing and talking about her new relationship, her pregnancy, and her future. But just 3 days later, everything would come crashing down around her. September 20th of 2025 arrived, just 3 days after Cardi announced her pregnancy to the world, and news broke that would shake the entire relationship to its core. A Fashion Nova model named Aileen Lopera, who goes by Lord Giselle on Instagram, had filed a paternity lawsuit against Stefon Diggs back in December 2024. Let that sink in for a second, because December 2024 was when Cardi and Stefon were already dating, when they were being spotted together in Miami, when their romance was heating up, and Stefon was dealing with a paternity lawsuit the entire time, without telling her. And if you think that's messy, just wait, because it gets so much worse. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. April 2025 came around right when Cardi was giving Stefon a lap dance at Coachella and he was confirming he wasn't single, and that's when Aileen Lopera gave birth to a baby girl named Charlie Harper Diggs Lopera. While Stefon was publicly courting Cardi B, making their relationship Instagram official and renting castles in France, another woman was having his baby, and he was hiding it from everyone. November 2025 brought DNA test results that confirmed the paternity, and Aileen's attorney, Tamar Armanak, stated, "The paternity has been confirmed. Mr. Diggs is the father of the child," while a legal dispute over custody and expenses is still ongoing as of January 2026. Hold on, though, because we're not done with the baby count yet, and there was another child that nobody knew about. Christmas Day 2025 arrived, and Stefon posted on Instagram celebrating "one of my boys' first Christmas," which revealed yet another child born sometime between April and November 2025 to a woman named K'yanna Barber, who's known for inspiring Drake's song "In My Feelings." Let's do the math here, because Stefon Diggs confirmed he fathered 3 babies in 2025. All of these children were conceived and born while he was publicly dating Cardi B, or shortly before they went public. And we're talking about massive overlap that's impossible to ignore. September 20th arrived, the same day the paternity lawsuit news went viral, and Cardi B went on Instagram Live with a reaction that was nothing short of iconic, even if it was heartbreaking to watch. She referenced Shirley Brown's 1974 R&B song, "Woman to Woman," which is about reaching out to a partner's mistress, and Cardi said, "Hello, Barbara, this is Shirley," before dropping the bomb with, "That's your baby daddy, ditch? That's my baby daddy, too." The part that really showed where Cardi's head was at came next, when she said, "What now? I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out, bitch." And the entire time she was saying this, she was casually sprinkling cheese on a casserole like it was just another Tuesday in her life. This moment showed 2 things that were crystal clear to anyone watching. First, that Cardi was hurt and processing the situation in real time without a script or plan. And second, that she wasn't ready to give up on Stefon despite everything. Despite the multiple babies, despite the public humiliation, despite all of it, Cardi was choosing to stay and figure it out somehow. November 4th of 2025 brought the birth of Cardi B and Stefon's baby boy, and she announced it publicly on November 13th with an Instagram post that said, "I brought new music and a new album to the world, a new baby into my world, and one more reason to be the best version of me. One more reason to love me more than anything else or anyone else, so I can continue giving my babies the love and life they deserve." The statement was beautiful and all about motherhood and personal growth, but the situation surrounding the birth was anything but beautiful or simple. Cardi now had a newborn son with a man who had fathered 2 other babies that same year with different women, and she was navigating a relationship that had become exponentially more complicated than anything she dealt with during her marriage to Offset. Stefon already had 2 daughters before 2025 even started, including a 9-year-old daughter named Nova, who was born in October 2016, and another daughter named Shiloh, who was born in 2023. That brings his total confirmed children to 6 as of January 2026. 6 kids with multiple women, and 3 of whom were born in the same year. Christmas 2025 arrived, and if there was any moment that crystallized just how messy this situation had become, this was it. December 25th came, and Stefon Diggs posted photos on Instagram celebrating Christmas with 3 babies having their first Christmas. But notice what's missing from that sentence: Cardi B and their son. Stefon Diggs did not spend Christmas with Cardi B and the baby they share together, and instead he was with his other children from other relationships, while she was somewhere else. He did comment on Cardi's post showing her with their baby and wrote, "Miss y'all, don't be squeezing him too tight, you making him soft." But the fact remains that he chose to spend the holiday separately from her. Fans immediately questioned why he would spend Christmas with his other children instead of with Cardi and their newborn son, and it was a public display of divided loyalty that had to sting, especially for someone who was still defending the relationship publicly to anyone who would listen. Cardi appeared unbothered on the surface and posted her own Christmas content with her 4 children, and she even attended one of Diggs' games a few days after Christmas to show her support. She was standing by her man, even when he wasn't standing next to her on major holidays, even when he chose other priorities over their newborn baby. December 2025 brought even more trouble, as if the multiple baby mama drama wasn't enough chaos already, and on December 2nd, an alleged assault incident occurred at Diggs' residence in Dedham, Massachusetts. The alleged victim was his private chef, an unnamed female employee who worked in his home. According to the complaint, the chef was hired on July 20th of 2025 and was supposed to work through the end of the NFL season, but she told Diggs she was owed a month's pay, and according to her claims, Diggs smacked her across the face and attempted to choke her. She also alleged that she was sent home for a week in November because Diggs was hosting house guests and didn't want her around. December 29th of 2025 brought formal charges filed in Dedham District Court, and Diggs is facing a felony charge of strangulation or suffocation and a misdemeanor charge of assault. His scheduled arraignment is January 23rd of 2026, and he's denied the allegations through a New England Patriots statement released in December 2025. According to the complaint, the chef was hired on July 20th of 2025 and was supposed to work through the end of the NFL season, but she told Diggs she was owed a month's pay, and according to her claims, Diggs smacked her across the face and attempted to choke her. She also alleged that she was sent home for a week in November because Diggs was hosting house guests and didn't want her around. December 29th of 2025 brought formal charges filed in Dedham District Court, and Diggs is facing a felony charge of strangulation or suffocation and a misdemeanor charge of assault. His scheduled arraignment is January 23rd of 2026, and he's denied the allegations through a New England Patriots statement released in December 2025. The damage to his public image was done, though, regardless of what the truth turns out to be. And now Cardi wasn't just dealing with a serial cheater, but she was dealing with someone facing serious criminal charges. Reports also surfaced that Cardi posted and deleted a tweet that could potentially be seen as witness tampering in relation to this case, though these reports remain unverified. And if true, it means Cardi was so invested in protecting Stefon that she might have put herself in legal jeopardy. Throughout all of this mess, Cardi B faced massive criticism from fans and the public who weren't holding back their opinions. People questioned why she would have a baby with someone she'd only been with for about a year. They accused her of having a revenge baby to spite Offset, and they pointed out Diggs' alleged history of infidelity while wondering why she couldn't see the red flags that were everywhere. The comparisons to her relationship with Offset were inevitable and brutal, because after all, she'd spent years defending that marriage, dealing with his cheating scandals, taking him back multiple times only to finally walk away. Here she was again in another relationship plagued by infidelity and drama, except this time it seemed even worse because of the sheer number of children involved in such a short time frame. January 2026 came, and Cardi addressed the revenge baby claims directly during an X Spaces broadcast, where she said, "Revenge on what? Revenge on who? What is a revenge baby? I'm a grown woman. I make my own effing decisions. If I want to keep my baby, I kept my baby. And me and my man love our baby. Ain't no fucking revenge." She was making it clear that she owned her choices, that this wasn't about Offset or revenge or trying to prove anything to anyone who had an opinion. But the public wasn't buying it at all. The narrative had already been written in everyone's minds, and Cardi B had jumped from one toxic relationship directly into another, possibly worse one. At least that's how it looked from the outside. Let's talk numbers for a second, because they tell a stark story that's hard to ignore when you lay it all out. Stefon Diggs has 6 confirmed children as of January 2026, and 3 of those children were born in 2025, which means his youngest children are all under 1 year old, and basically the same age. Cardi B now has 4 children total, including 3 with Offset, which are 7-year-old Culture, 3-year-old Wave, and 1-year-old Blossom, plus her newborn son with Stefon that she's raising. She's navigating co-parenting with her ex-husband while simultaneously dealing with the fact that her current boyfriend is also co-parenting with multiple other women at the exact same time. Think about the complexity of that family dynamic for just a minute, because there are multiple mothers involved, multiple children who are essentially the same age, custody arrangements, child support, and all the emotional baggage that comes with that situation. This isn't just about Cardi and Stefon anymore, because this affects all 6 of Stefon's children and Cardi's 4 children who have to grow up knowing about this mess.
Subscribe if you want more celebrity drama breakdowns, because trust me, there's always more tea to spill. The timeline makes it even messier when you really think about it, and all 3 of Stefon's 2025 babies were conceived during or around the time he was starting his relationship with Cardi. That means while he was courting her, while he was renting castles for romantic getaways, while he was buying her $73,000 watches, he was also intimately involved with at least 2 other women who were carrying his children.
Stefon's mother, Stephanie Diggs, came out in support of the relationship in a move that surprised some people, and she told Page 6, "I'm excited for the new addition. Steph and Cardi are hardworking and excellent parents. I am beyond overjoyed for them and this new chapter." It's a sweet statement from a mother supporting her son no matter what he does, but it also highlights just how normalized this situation has become within their circle. 6 kids with different mothers isn't seen as a problem or something to be concerned about. It's just a new chapter in their lives that everyone's supposed to accept and move on from.
As of January 2026, Cardi B and Stefon Diggs are still together,
despite everything that's happened, and she continues to publicly support him by attending his games and defending their relationship. She's standing by him despite the paternity drama, despite the assault charges, despite spending Christmas apart, despite every single red flag that's been waving in her face. The legal situations are ongoing, with Diggs facing criminal charges and an arraignment scheduled for January 23rd of 2026, while the paternity case with Aileen Lopera is still being fought out in court regarding custody and expenses that need to be settled. Social media is having an absolute field day with the situation, and people are comparing Stefon to Nick Cannon because of the multiple babies born in such a short time. The reactions are mixed, with some people supporting Cardi's choice to stay and work through it, while others think she's making the same mistakes she made with Offset all over again, just with a different man.
What makes this story so compelling and so tragic at the same time is who Cardi B actually is when you step back and look at her. Cardi B is a 32-year-old woman who has achieved incredible success in her career as a Grammy-winning rapper who just released an album in 2025 called Am I the Drama, and the irony of that title is not lost on anyone paying attention. She's financially independent with her own money, her own career, her own empire that she built from nothing, and she doesn't need Stefon Diggs for anything material or financial. Yet, she's chosen to stay in a relationship that has brought her nothing but public scrutiny and heartache from people who claim to care about her well-being.
In a Billboard interview, Cardi admitted it's tough to be dating someone who's also in the spotlight again. But tough doesn't even begin to cover what she's actually dealing with. This isn't just about being a celebrity couple dealing with paparazzi or tabloid rumors. This is about dealing with multiple paternity scandals, assault allegations, and the judgment of millions of people watching your every move and commenting on every decision. The question everyone's asking is why? Why stay? Why defend him? Why have a baby with someone after only a year when the red flags were already there waving in the wind? Cardi herself has provided some answers to that question in her various interviews and statements. She said that Stefon makes her feel safe and confident, that he makes her feel like she can take over the world, and she said they're supportive of each other in ways that matter to her. She's emphasized over and over that she's a grown woman making her own decisions and nobody can tell her what to do.
Here's the hard truth, though. Feeling safe and confident doesn't change the fact that your partner fathered 3 children in 1 year with different women. Love and support don't erase the public humiliation of finding out about multiple babies while you're pregnant yourself with his child. And being a grown woman making your own choices doesn't mean those choices can't hurt you or that they're automatically the right ones. Cardi B defended Offset for years through scandal after scandal, and she took him back after cheating scandals, after public disrespect, after he embarrassed her repeatedly in front of the entire world. She finally left that marriage in 2024, and many people hoped she would take time to heal, to focus on herself and her children, to maybe be single for a while and figure out what she really wanted.
Instead, she jumped into a relationship with Stefon Diggs less than a year after filing for divorce from Offset, and within months, she was pregnant with his baby. Within months after that, she was dealing with the same kind of drama that plagued her marriage to Offset, except somehow amplified and worse because of how many other women and children were involved. The cost of her loyalty to Stefon has been enormous when you add it all up, and she's faced brutal criticism online from people who used to support her. She's been accused of being desperate, of making poor choices, of not learning from her past mistakes with Offset, and the comments are relentless. She's had to navigate the awkwardness of her baby daddy having multiple other baby mamas with children the same age as hers, and she's had to defend her relationship constantly, both publicly and probably privately to friends and family who were worried about her.
If you're still watching at this point, you're the real MVP. Hit that like button so I know you made it this far. All of this for what exactly? For a man who didn't even spend Christmas with her and their newborn son? For a man facing assault charges? For a man who clearly can't be faithful to anyone?
Let's go back to that September 20th Instagram Live for a minute, because I think it reveals everything about where Cardi's head is at in this relationship. She's standing in her kitchen making a casserole, casually sprinkling cheese and talking about how she and the other baby mama both share the same baby daddy like it's a normal everyday conversation. The casualness of it is striking when you really watch that video and pay attention to her demeanor, because this isn't someone having a breakdown or falling apart. This isn't someone who's shattered or devastated by what she's learned. This is someone who's resigned to her situation, someone who's accepted that this is her life now, and she's just going to have to deal with it one way or another.
When she says, "What now? I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out, bitch." That's not strength or confidence in her voice. That's survival mode kicking in. That's someone who's so deep into a situation that she can't see a way out anymore. So she's just going to push forward and hope for the best outcome somehow. How did Stefon Diggs ruin Cardi B's life when you look at the whole picture? Let's count the ways this situation has damaged her. He brought multiple paternity scandals into her life, with 3 babies born in 2025 alone, all conceived around the time they started dating or went public. He humiliated her publicly by having other women give birth to his children while she was pregnant with his child and announcing her happiness to the world. He chose to spend Christmas with his other children instead of with her and their newborn son, showing where his priorities actually lie. He's facing serious criminal assault charges that she now has to deal with as his partner and defend him against. Through all of this, he's put her in a position where she constantly has to defend him and their relationship to a public that sees her as making the same mistakes over and over again without learning anything.
Cardi B went from one toxic relationship with Offset directly into another complicated situation with Stefon Diggs, except this time, instead of one cheating partner, she has a partner who fathered multiple children with multiple women in a single year. The math alone is staggering when you write it out, and the emotional toll is unimaginable for someone who's supposed to be happy and in love. What makes this even sadder is that Cardi genuinely seems to believe in this relationship based on everything she says publicly. She talks about how Stefon makes her feel safe and confident. She defends him publicly against critics. She shows up to his games to support him, and she's all in, even when he's clearly not giving her the same energy back. As of January 2026, they're still together, and the legal battles continue. The drama continues, and Cardi B continues to stand by a man who has given her every reason to walk away and never look back.
Whether this qualifies as ruining her life is subjective depending on who you ask, and Cardi herself would probably argue that she's happy, that she's making her own choices, that her life isn't ruined at all. From the outside looking in, though, it's hard not to see a woman who deserves so much better, who has achieved so much in her career and built an empire, settling for a relationship that brings her nothing but pain and public scrutiny from people who genuinely care about her well-being. The story isn't over yet, because there are still court cases pending, still questions unanswered, still drama yet to unfold in the coming months. One thing is clear, though, and that's that Cardi B's decision to be with Stefon Diggs has fundamentally changed her life, and not for the better, no matter how she tries to spin it. Whether she'll eventually see that reality and walk away, or whether she'll continue to defend this relationship no matter what happens, only time will tell. What's your take on this situation? Do you think Cardi should stay or go? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more celebrity news breakdowns, because we're just getting started.